Hey everyone! When companies prepare medical device registration for Hong Kong, they usually focus on technical documentation, classification, clinical evidence, testing reports. But one area gets ignored again and again: labeling. And honestly, this is one of the most underestimated reasons for regulatory delays, authority queries, distributor rejection, market complaints, post-market problems. Many manufacturers think we already have CE labels. FDA-approved labels should work. Labeling is just packaging text. But in reality, medical device labeling is a regulatory document. And in many cases, your label is the first thing regulators, hospitals, distributors, and users see. A weak label creates immediate problems. A strong label creates trust. And here's something important. Even technically excellent devices can face delays if labeling is unclear, inconsistent, or non-compliant. So in this complete guide, we'll cover everything. What counts as labeling? Hong Kong labeling expectations. Full step-by-step labeling process. Mandatory label elements. IFU requirements. Language considerations. Electronic labeling. UDI considerations. Timeline. Cost breakdown. Common mistakes with real examples. How to avoid authority queries and market problems. And trust me, if you're planning Hong Kong registration in 2026, this video could save you months of rework, expensive relabeling costs, and serious compliance headaches. Let's begin. Part 1. Why labeling is so important. What is medical device labeling? Labeling includes much more than just the outer box. Labeling may include device label, packaging label, instructions for use, IFU, user manuals, electronic instructions, symbols, warnings, marketing claims connected to product use. Why authorities care about labeling? Because labeling directly affects patient safety, user understanding, proper device usage, risk communication. And remember, many device incidents happen not because the device failed, but because users misunderstood instructions, warnings were unclear, claims were misleading. Real example: a device intended only for professional use had unclear labeling. Some distributors marketed it for home use. Result: user misuse, safety concerns, regulatory attention. Key lesson: clear labeling protects both patients and manufacturers. Part 2. Hong Kong labeling expectations. Under Medical Device Administrative Control System, authorities expect labeling to be accurate, consistent, understandable, non-misleading, aligned with device intended use. Biggest industry mistake: companies reuse labels from EU, MD, RFDA, China, ASEAN markets without checking consistency. Result: contradictory information, missing warnings, classification inconsistencies. Example: outer packaging stated sterile, but sterilization validation documents were outdated. Result: major regulatory concern. Key insight: every labeling claim must be supported by evidence. Part 3. Step-by-step labeling process. Step 1. Define intended use properly. Everything starts here. Your label must match intended use, clinical purpose, target users, operating environment. Common mistake: marketing teams create exaggerated claims. Example: best diagnostic device in the market. Regulators prefer objective, measurable claims. Important rule: if you cannot scientifically support a claim, don't place it on the label. Step 2. Identify mandatory label elements. Common required information: device name, model number, manufacturer name/address, LRP information if applicable, intended use, warnings, storage conditions, expiry date, sterility status, batch/lot number, manufacturing date. Additional information may include single-use symbol, temperature limits, UDI information, MRI safety information. Common problem: missing traceability information. Result: difficulty during recalls or complaint investigations. Step 3. Label consistency review. This is one of the most important stages. All documents must align. Label, IFU, technical file, marketing material, clinical evidence. Biggest mistake: different departments create inconsistent content. Real example: marketing brochure claimed wireless operation. IFU required wired configuration for critical functions. Result: regulatory clarification request. Key lesson: inconsistent labeling creates regulatory distrust. Step 4. Prepare instructions for use. IFU. IFU is critical for safe device operation. IFU should include device purpose, setup instructions, usage instructions, contraindications, warnings, cleaning instructions, maintenance, disposal guidance. Common mistake: IFUs written in overly technical language. Result: users misunderstand instructions. IFU must be technically accurate but understandable. Step 5. Symbol review. Medical device labels often use symbols. Examples include sterile, single-use, consult, IFU, temperature limit. Common problem: using outdated or non-standard symbols. Result: user confusion, regulatory queries. Step 6. Language and localization review. Hong Kong commonly accepts English labeling. However, clarity matters enormously. User understanding is essential. Mistake: poor translation quality for multilingual materials. Result: misinterpretation, safety risk. Example: a translated warning reversed dosage instructions. This created serious patient safety risk. Key lesson: translation errors can become compliance disasters. Step 7. Electronic labeling, if applicable. For certain devices, electronic IFU QR code access. Digital manuals may be used, but manufacturers must ensure user accessibility, security, availability. Common mistake: using electronic labeling without backup access. Result: user complaints, compliance concerns. Step 8. Internal label audit. Before submission, review labels carefully. Verify claims, check consistency, validate symbols, confirm traceability. Smart strategy: conduct cross-functional review involving regulatory, clinical, quality, marketing. Part 4. Documents required. Labeling document checklist. Core labeling documents. Device label, artwork, packaging labels, IFU/user manual, symbol explanation sheet. Supporting documents: intended use statement, risk analysis, clinical evidence, sterility validation, shelf life validation, traceability documents, UDI information, lot/batch structure. Common missing elements: expiry date formatting consistency, missing manufacturer address, missing warnings, incorrect symbols. Result: queries, delays, relabeling costs. Part 5. Timeline. Labeling timeline. Initial drafting, 2 to 6 weeks. Cross-functional review, 2 to 4 weeks. Regulatory review, additional time possible. Finalization, depends on complexity. What causes delays? Poor coordination, frequent claim changes, missing validation evidence, translation problems. Key insight: labeling delays often delay the entire registration process. Part 6. Cost breakdown. Very important section: labeling cost areas. Regulatory review, $1,000 to $10,000 plus. Translation costs, depends on languages. Artwork and design updates, additional cost possible. IFU. Development. Complexity-based cost. Relabeling costs can become very expensive after launch. Hidden costs. Product recalls. Packaging destruction. Distributor delays. Market withdrawal. Real example. Company launched products with outdated shelf life claims. Result? Massive relabeling exercise. Inventory loss. Financial damage. Key lesson. Incorrect labeling can become one of the most expensive compliance mistakes. Part 7. Biggest labeling mistakes to avoid. Mistake 1. Unsupported claims. Result? Regulatory concern. Mistake 2. Inconsistent documents. Result? Queries. Mistake 3. Poor IFU clarity. Result? User misuse. Mistake 4. Missing warnings. Result? Safety risk. Mistake 5. Outdated symbols. Result? Confusion. Mistake 6. Weak translation quality. Result? Serious interpretation errors. Mistake 7. No label review process. Result? Repeated compliance issues. Key insight. Your label is not just packaging. It is a legal and safety document. Part 8. Smart strategy for success. Best practices. Build labeling strategy early. Align all claims with evidence. Maintain document consistency. Conduct usability review. Audit labels before submission. Update labeling continuously post-market. One powerful sentence. Strong labeling reduces regulatory risk, commercial risk, and patient safety risk at the same time. Planning medical device registration in Hong Kong? Don't let weak labels, inconsistent IFUs, unsupported claims, translation mistakes delay your approval or damage your market reputation. Why choose OMC Medical? Hong Kong regulatory experts, labeling and IFU compliance support, technical documentation alignment, faster approval strategies, end-to-end medical device compliance guidance. Whether you are preparing a new registration or fixing existing labeling problems, talk to OMC Medical experts today. If this video helped you understand Hong Kong medical device labeling requirements clearly, follow OMC Medical for more deep regulatory insights, compliance strategies, and global market access guidance. See you in the next video.